Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Okay, we here. I'm gonna put this up on the shelf. Are we good? Are we good? Can you hear me? You guys can hear me? Is that a framing? It's a check. You guys can hear me? You can hear me? Awesome. You're terrific. What's up, Shook? Proby. Nick's here. William's here. Timothy's here. LaFave Bros. That's Max, right? Mystery Man. Vibes are good. Levels are good. Could you guys hear the piano? You could. Learned that in like 5 minutes before here because I wanted something to do at the start. I feel like too many people are just, when they live stream, here I am, this is my first time, but critiquing people who live stream, but too many people go, hey, well, we're just gonna wait here and stare at the camera while more people come. So I figured, might as well listen to that while we start off. Jeremy, you got some K's in there, dude. Ammon singing one of my old songs. No, the goal is to move forward from the past. Jeremy, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never released a song before this Unk diss track. But I did kind of want to talk a little bit about everything Unk related today. It's great to have you guys here. Don't mind this. This is I donate plasma twice a week. That's kind of how I get money to do all the BPM stuff for the album. Shout out Gabriella, but I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Becerra? Anyway, appreciate it, Gabriella, that you're excited for the album. So yeah, don't mind this. But yeah, Unk, it's so obviously elephant in the room. The Unk diss track. Nice, Jeremy. You donate plasma too. It is what it is. I don't think, was there something? Sometimes the anticoagulant makes the blood run even through the thing, but hopefully it's not doing that today. Anyway, elephant in the room. I did release an Unk diss track yesterday. I think most of you who are here have probably seen it. But I do want to establish, do not hate the man. Well, at least I don't. You can feel however you want to. I don't hate him. All right. I just want him to find what's best for him in life. And I think chasing fame and fortune through this at least a million mission while ignoring his fans and the art form and the culture in which he wants to succeed is not only bad for the culture, for the fans, and for the art, but it's also bad for him. And I think he needed a wake-up call. All of my DMs weren't working. All of my comments weren't working. All of my posts, every time I reached out to him in several different ways, you guys saw some of them, didn't see other ones. I want him to turn around and have a redeeming moment, because I've had to come to grips with some things in my life and redeem myself and stuff too. And so anyway, everything else wasn't working, and so the only language that maybe, I hope, will reach him was the diss track. And so that's kind of why I did that. I don't hate him. I just want him to not do what he's doing. That's all. Let's see. What do I think of the hit single "Diss My Jam" by Uncle Adams? Uh, I um, it's just very generic. It's extraordinarily generic. It's Unk, uh, feeling like he needed to write a song and put something out that could go viral, because that's at this point, that's his only strategy, is to uh pray that every single song he puts out goes viral, because now that he's put out 3 albums, he's put out over 50 songs on Spotify. um it's at this point he's like, I'm not building, I'm not growing, um excuse me, I'm not consistently growing. So he just wants something to go viral, and so he did something that was generic and he thought could be a top 40 hit. And I think a lot of the stuff he's going to do from here on out are going to be just generic things that he thinks could be top 40 hits, um, even though they won't be. Excited for Peaks and Valleys on Saturday? Not really. I think it's going to be another generic thing where there's like, yo, there's peaks and valleys in everybody's life. We go through hard times, but then we got to be positive, but then we go through hard times, but you know what, in the end things are going to be okay. And it's like, nice emotional journey there. um Sing the diss track live, Ammon. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. um let's see. Why isn't Unk donating his plasma to pay off his debts? Well, I mean, plasma, you get like $35 a time, probably on average, $30 a time on average, and you can do it twice a week. I don't know that $60 a week, actually, $60 a week. Somebody do the math. $60 a week over 7 years. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that here. $60 a week times 52 weeks in a year times 7. If he donated plasma for the same time that he's been releasing music, he could have made $21,840. That is almost exactly what Unk has made that he showed us from his screenshot in TuneCore or whatever in one of the recent LMs. So yeah, basically, Unk has made in the past 7 years with music about the same amount that he could have from donating plasma. So, I don't know I don't know why he's doing that. Uncle Dude, Uncle should be executed for his crimes. I don't want Unc to die. I want the metaphorical character that we know as Unc to metaphorically die and fade into the past as a new, beautiful phoenix rises from the ashes of Uncle Adams. That's what I want. There's no getting through to Unc. You know what, Maddie? You know what? I've heard that, okay? And he's responded to me a couple times, not like many, but the start when I won, he was like, we were having a genuine conversation back and forth, and I was telling him about the group. I was telling him about how I entered. He was like, yeah, I don't know, man, it's just crazy. And I was like, here's the rules. I sent him a screenshot of the rules. He was kind of listening. I don't know, Maddie. I think people might have said the same thing about me when I released Middle Class Gangster. So I just hope, I don't know. I have to maintain hope that he can change, even though I know that it's not looking great for him. Let's see. Tim says, can you give a shout out to my band I Cup? I hope I'm saying that correctly. Is that ICUP? That was good. That was I can't even hate on that, man. Can't even hate on that. Oh, that was good. When you enter the raffle for the $10,000 hat, were you a genuine fan of Unk back then? Always had a complicated relationship with Unk because I got to know Unk. through a bunch of nephews who, when Middle Class Gangster came out, they were messaging me a ton of stuff saying, well, more than just this, but a lot of spamming Unc collab when, Unc collab when, Unc collab when. And they would send me the links, and some people, perhaps in ironic fashion, but I didn't understand meme culture as much back then, so I thought it was genuine. Were like, hey, you have a lot of similar qualities to this Uncle Adams guy. Maybe it wasn't ironic because I kind of did in some ways. You should check him out. You should collab with him. And so I checked him out, and he was really cheesy. And I even back then, I thought he was really corny. But I did want to give him a chance because, there's ready for me. Round one of Colby sounding like a persecuted class. Ready? There's not many of us rappers out there who don't swear, right? And so there's not many of us. There's like me, Uncle Adams, and NF, and that's it. Like we're a group, we're a team. And so, you gotta find, people who have things in common with you and with the way you're doing things, and then see what they're doing and see if you can incorporate it. Yeah, so I was like, this is kind of cool what he's doing, but it was like really cheesy. And so then I was like, frick, I got to find something good about this guy. And so I actually listened to his entire discography back then before I was a member of the group, trying to find songs that were less cheesy than my threshold of cheese was. And I found a few songs that I listened to unironically back then. I still I wasn't head over heels about them because I still thought they were a little bit corny, but I do remember that I listened to Airborne. I kind of like that one. I kind of liked Grindstone. I couldn't handle the hook, but the verses and kind of the beat I thought were all right. And Drama Free is a catchy tune. Like, I mean, I know a weird message, but Drama Free, like, it's kind of catchy. So anyway, there were some ones back then. So I was like, but I was also amazed, like everyone else, when Alam dropped, and I had been following him for like a year before or whatever, and so that was insane. So I was kind of in my own little bubble without anyone to talk to about it because nobody else understood it. Just following Unc by myself. And so I thought it was funny, but I also kind of liked some of what he was doing. Anyway, so I was kind of half and half back at the time. But yeah, that's kind of how I was led into the hat situation. Thoughts on The Secret? Yeah, I used to love it when I was in high school, which is probably why former Colby liked it a little bit. No, I think it's dumb. Just The Secret, the whole idea of just think positively, think and be rich, just manifest positive vibes into the atmosphere, and whatever you want will come crashing down upon you because you have created this gravity of positive attraction that the universe can't help but give you everything that you desire because you desire it so bad. It's kind of, I've heard this motivational speaker, this hip hop preacher, I think Eric Thomas is his name. Not a preacher, he's a motivational speaker, and he kind of has a similar idea, like, you've got to want it so bad. He doesn't use this voice, but this is my like go-to motivational voice. You got to want it so bad. You've got to want success more than you want to breathe. And once you want success that bad, then you'll be successful. And it's like, okay, like those are cool words, like what do you want your people to do who listen to that? Just sit down and be, I want it more. I want to want it more. What if you want to want it more, but you don't know how to do to gain that desire more? Then what, Eric Thomas, And so anyway, I think this, it's this really dumb thing. I don't like The Secret. Oh, we got a super chat. Will, my boy, helping me do less plasma. Will says, Will with the $5 says, "Here's a buck for making the disc. Go buy yourself a cup of Timmy's." Well, thank you, Will. I don't drink tea. That's kind of against the health code of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but I will use that $5 to do something special. Who knows? Maybe buy another Unk hat like the one I got back there. Thank you very much, Will, for that. Let's see. Shout out. What is the aspect you think is the most lacking in Unk's music? Sincerity in the message, in the way the message is presented. I think he sees music as a means to an end. I think he's using rap and some moderate rhyming ability he's gotten up to this point to try to use it as a means to get fortune and fame. I think he really just wants fortune and fame. I don't think he cares that much about the music. I don't think he cares that much about the art form. I don't think he cares that much about the fans. I think maybe some of the causes remotely he cares about, but I think most of the causes that are actually close to his heart, he hasn't actually dived into in a really vulnerable way. And so I think what comes off is this guy who's just desperate for fame and fortune. And he wants and he doesn't know any other way to get it. He subscribes to the secret mentality that, oh, I can be the most successful. I am the one. I am superior to all of these other people because my mind has been enlightened to the fact that if I think about lots of money, then the universe has to give it to me. And so I think if Unk, I think back in the day, a lot of the stuff you see in Dark Unk shows some actual passion for the music. Even in Hey F Word, they're like the content, you can tell by the way it's presented and the message and the lyrics and the stuff, like he actually is feeling that anger and that just hatred and it's genuine raw emotion that he's feeling and expressing towards spite. And so I think that's not a lot of his records were just kind of like generic Eminem, like shock factors, try to, hyperbole, say the craziest thing and make it rhyme with multiple syllables. But still, you could tell he actually cared about the music and how it sounded, and it wasn't a means to a greater end. He actually did it for the love of the music. Do I like NF? Love NF. I'm a huge NF fan. I've listened to his new album, The Search, a few times. Leave Me Alone, No Excuses, Options are my favorite from the album, aside from the singles. Because When I Grow Up is also cool and hits the home. Shoe on Head, you're not gonna get me, Jake. Sorry. Let's see. Do I think we went too far? Oh my goodness. You guys, there's more super chats I hadn't even seen yet. Y'all are crazy. Sorry, I've been going up. Chris with the $1. Thanks, Chris. Go buy myself a Bible. Thanks, man. I could use all the Bibles in the world. Andrew, thanks for the disc. Kolb, love from Sydney with the $5.99. Andrew, love right back to Sydney. I don't know who Sydney is, but I'm glad that she's sending love to me. Appropriate love, of course. VIS Major, Beast Major, sub Colby, my man, with the 99 cents. But thank you, my man. Guys, I really appreciate these donations. Honestly, I'm just here to talk about Unk, but like doing this to make music, so really anything helps out. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. Why is Uncle Adam a dum-dum? Nice question, Christopher. No. Nick, do you think we went too far bullying Chris B? To be honest, it reminded me of how we reacted to Middle Class Gangster. Like, yeah, he sucks, but it's probably bad to bully strangers online. If we can have a real moment for a second, I think members of the group, beloved as the group is to my heart, I think the members of the group go too far in bullying just about every character who gains any amount of attention. Chris included. Even a lot of even sometimes the group eats itself. Nicole and her feet being an example. So yeah, I think people go too far. I don't think I can speak for the group as a whole because I think some members of the group go too far in most everything. I don't discount the entire group because of that, though, because there are also a lot of good members of the group and a lot of good sentiment. Nick has a studio down in Melbourne. If I want to pop down and spit some, all right. Well, next time I'm in Melbourne, just passing through. Yes, Andrew, I know Sydney is in Australia. You got to tell me where she is in Australia, though, so we can talk. Does she have a Facebook account or something? Like, she can tell me. She can send me love. Just tell me where in Australia this girl Sydney is, so we can talk. D-Heat Official. What is the group? Okay, we may be getting some people in here who know nothing about original posting. So, quick explanation for those people. If you don't know who Uncle Adams is or what original posting is, basically Uncle Adams is a rapper online who has gone hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt trying to earn $1 million in the rap industry and gain 1 million monthly Spotify listeners. He wants fame and fortune, and he, with the help of a very rich father and a privileged situation, has gone hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt trying to gain fame and fortune using rap as the means to the end of fame and fortune. And it has spiraled into a lot of just weird rap and weird bad decisions on his part that he posts on his YouTube channel for the world to see. And this Facebook group called Original Posting basically documents and memes this crazy situation. I happened to win a contest, a drawing. I won a hat that looks like this. It's not this hat, but it looks just like this hat that he was trying to sell for $10,000. The group hated on me for a song, for Middle Class Gangster, a song I did a while ago. We talked, we hugged, we kissed, we cried, we made up. And now, in an attempt to get Unc to wake up and realize that there's something better you can do than just constantly try and get fame and fortune through throwing money and stuff and at the rap industry, I made a diss track that told him to wake up and stop doing that. So that's why we're here, and that's what we're discussing. Wow. I'm impressed I was able to do that in just a couple minutes. Kevin with the 199. Unc's favorite album is Eminem's Curtain Call. I know, it's a greatest hits Eminem album. I love it. No, I actually I mean, you can't vote against Marshall Mathers LP. I mean, you know, you can't vote against it. I will say, I probably, in fitting with my character of cheesy white dude, I probably like some of Unc's new stuff, or not Unc's new stuff, M's new stuff more than most. I really liked Recovery, and honestly, I liked Kamikaze. Revival sucked, but Kamikaze was good, so come at me. Thank you again, Kevin, for helping me put food on the table. Isaiah says, I feel like Unk could actually do something with his music if he put passion into it. Yeah, he sounds corny, but we're all connected in the universe. If he can find a way to relate to the kids, he's Gucci. Yes, Isaiah, I agree. I would hope to think that at least the response to the diss track so far is proof that a corny rapper who's trying to be genuine can have some positive response from people. Mikhail, hey Colby, what up? What up? But I guess I'm the underdog here. Maddie, wait, whatever happened to the nephew you gave the hat to? Here's the detective work, Maddie. Remember this, okay? And you can go research this after. I sold it to a nephew by the name of Chase Dubia. That was CHAYCE space DUBIA. Chase deactivated his account a while ago. For several months, account was down. We lost the hat. Like a week or two ago, this went super slept on, but I noticed it. An account by the name of Alice, I think ALICE, Alice Dubia, same last name, joined the group, uploaded a picture with the hat, and said just like hat, and then posted a picture with proof that had like the inside of the hat in here where it says like "Stay Original," and then Unk's signature. So I don't know if this is Chase's sister. I don't know. Anyway, Alice Dubia has the hat now and has posted proof in the group, and it kind of went slept on. So anyway, that's what happened with the hat. We have recovered the hat. Marshall, is Unc a sociopath? I don't know that. He does. Something's off. Something's off with him, and I know he's talked about having, like, he's hinted at having mental problems from, having mental illness from his depression and anxiety. I talk about him openly. To his talks to saying how he used to have panic attacks. And I think he'd have to like chill in his room with the lights off. In one of his songs, he talks about that. I think it's in Problems from Planting Seeds. I Want to Be a Fake Nephew. I think it's in the song Problems from Planting Seeds. He talks about having panic attacks. So sociopath, but Marshall, I do think he has some mental illness and refuses to get help because he's determined and has been convinced by online motivational puffballs who give fluff for substance. He has been convinced that he can just think his way out of any negative thing in his life. Just avoid it, block it, and just think positive thoughts, and everything will be okay. So yeah, that's what I think is happening there. Goblin form. I don't have a goblin form. Just kidding. I have a goblin form. Go check the diss track out, and I'm goblin Unk up. I'm not apologizing for that. That was as fire as the Demi Lardner line was. So don't hate on that. It's almost 4 a.m. in the UK, so I'm gonna go to sleep, but keep getting at it, Mormon. King Colby. George, legend for being here. Okay. Props. Josh, why is Hannah stuck with him for so long? Is Unk packing? I don't know if he has a gun. I don't know the amendments. Is there a Second Amendment in Canada? I don't know. Is there any Ombu Cartagena? Is there any explicit song on your new album? No, there's no explicit song on my new album. Love you too, Paulina. John, nice with 3 C's. Nice. Miracle Whip. Thanks, Miguel. Dig it. Says mental illnesses are problems, but also just labels. Anyone can fix their life with enough self-control. Self-control and help and time doing what you got to do. Yeah, mental illnesses are a terrible thing. I hate them. I wish that I could Uncle Adams think them away. Not that I've necessarily dealt with crazy mental illnesses, but some really close friends I have dealt with mental illness, and it's insane, and I hate it. Isaiah, he needs to understand just thinking positive isn't enough. Actions speak louder than words, and he's running out of words. Well said, Isaiah. Yeah, he's running out of words. I mean, you look at his last few songs, and even his generic bragging is like, like, I'm a shark and you're a bunch of penguins. Penguins? I'm a shark and you're a bunch of penguins. Please don't make me bring the anguish. Like, can we talk about that for just a second? Like, first off, okay, weak metaphor. Shark and penguins. Second off, Unc, are you gonna bring the anguish? Or is blocking the extent of the anguish? Because I don't feel any anguish. I don't feel any anguish. In fact, his last Lamb, I think, last one or two, he talked about how people have been dissing me. Man, I might have to drop some diss tracks, which is awesome. Please do, Unc. Actually, please change and get me back on your side. That's the first thing I want you to do. If you do that, awesome. If you don't want to do that, if you think you're in the right and I'm in the wrong, awesome. The diss track was actually more of a factual, here are the things I think you're doing wrong track than it was an actual hate, name call, slur. Your face looks weird. Like, I tried to just state, like, dude, this is the problems we have with you. And if he has facts that contradict what I said, awesome. Sing it. Give me your track, baby. Let's go. If Unc fires back, do you have bars ready for round 2? Yeah, I mean, I know way too much about Unc and Unc lore. There were several topics and several things of the lore that I had ideas for lines and stuff in that just didn't fit in the first one. But anyway, I'm not going to do a round 2 unless he actually responds with a track, or even a track if it's just like a generic, like, here's my haters track. Like, I don't know if that's gonna merit a round 2. Round 1, I would say I did a pretty good job, I think, of going into fact, problem. And anything short of him trying to address that, I don't see why I need to go in for a round 2. I've said what I need to say. Nick, am I tired of being typecast as a Mormon rapper, or do you like that your religion is such a part of your persona? Also, can you recommend Christian artists that are good and innovative? Well, I don't mind being called a Mormon rapper. I mean, it's a unique identity being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and being a rapper. So rather than hide from that and try and be like, no, I'm more like, I don't know, whatever you think of, I'm like the other rappers, whatever that means. Or rather than be like, oh no, I'm not like the rappers, I'm like all the other Latter-day Saints. I've just kind of embraced this little limbo where I'm like, both of these cultures kind of stereotypically hate each other and don't like the other one and are firing back. And if I can be in a weird way kind of a bridge between cultures and show that, like, at least show the Latter-day Saint community that, yo, you can be different and unconventional and not follow the conventional path and still be on the covenant path and be an upstanding member of the church and not just be the same culture that everyone expects you to be, like is literally the theme of my album. Then I don't care if I'm referred to as a Mormon rapper or not. I hope that my material speaks for itself, regardless of my title. I don't care about the title that much. How do I feel about Allsup and Aiden commenting on Emperor Penguin? Well, either that means they're both in the group on alt accounts, or somebody told them about, like, it was big enough that somebody from the group or their searches from Uncle Adams told them about it. So I'm flattered that that people who may not even be in the group or aren't at least openly in the group are commenting about it. That makes me feel like we're reaching outside just the obvious people in the group. Is there any Unk song without bragging? Lonely Soul, maybe? Maybe Lonely Soul. Maybe he might brag once or twice in there. Let's see. Cesar, can you say something in Spanish for all the sobrinos watching? Pues es un gusto tenerlos a ustedes. Estoy tengo mucho agradecimiento. Bueno, estoy fallando. Bueno, discúlpeme. Hace mucho tiempo que no hablo español y a veces cuando lo hablo, después de mucho tiempo de no hablarlo, no puedo recordar palabras y no puedo hablar bien. Entonces, por favor, discúlpeme, mi español no es perfecto. Ya he estado aquí en los Estados Unidos por hace, los 3 o 4 años. Y hace 3 o 4 años, desde el tiempo que estaba en la misión allá en México, y solo estuve ahí por 2 años y aprendí a hablar español, pero no, no soy perfecto. Paulina with the $9. Man, I could go to Timmy's 3 times a day with that. Thank you, Paulina. That's awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Will I freestyle on stream? No, I'm not a great freestyler. I'm much more of a writer. What if Unk destroys me in a response? I think it'd be awesome. I would love it. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the only way for him to actually destroy me in a response. No, I guess he could do it without being self-aware. Like, there's plenty of material on me. There's literally, like Nick was saying, there's not really any other Latter-day Saint rappers. Like, there's James the Mormon, JTM now. He's changing his name a bunch. He could literally write a generic diss track about a generic Mormon rapper without knowing anything else besides that and maybe Middle Class Gangster and come up with some really fire bars. Like he could really do some damage, just like some generic Mormon rapper disses. So I guess he wouldn't have to be self-aware to do that. But Unk's not a huge word player. And so I feel like his hey F word diss was more just really mean, like name calling and slurs and just really like vicious and appearance based. Like, it was diss, but it wasn't. There were very few lines, thinking back, that I thought were like clever. Like, it was just mean, you know? And I don't know that he knows me well enough to be mean. He would have to be clever unless he were just really mean about the church. So I don't know. Bro, your Spanish is okay. Muchas gracias, Miguel. Mi español está más o menos. Por eso aspiramos. Okay. Cesar, oh my gosh, thank you. I love you. Your Spanish is really great. It's not super great, but I can do all right. Thank you, Cesar. El libro de Mormón. Sí, fue el libro de Mormón. José Smith. Have I ever tried getting my friends into Unk lore? My roommate is into Unk lore. Very minimally, because I had to explain to him a year ago why I was just on my phone for 3 days straight and doing nothing else. Besides responding to all the comments, and same thing with like last night and stuff. He knows the basics, but I've tried to explain the basic, and it's hard to explain it to people, as you guys have probably experienced, and get them as excited and into it as you are without just rambling off on stuff that they don't care about. Mike says, how many times will Unk brag during peaks and valleys? Probably more times than he makes references to actual genuine valleys that he's been in life, other than in a superficial or cheesy, corny way. Skeletor Studios says, what did you first think of original posting when you joined, and how has your view changed since then? I think in the first 3 days I got the gist of the group. Not to make you guys feel bad, like you're not a complex figure, an organism that grows and changes. In about 3 days, I understood the group. The first day, I probably thought this was just going to be, well, before I joined, and the group was like sending me a bunch of DMs and going to all my social medias and angry reacting to my birth, because it was the only event that was public on my Facebook profile, and there were 250 people angry reacting to my birth. Yeah, that gave me the impression that the group was just a bunch of haters who hated. And then after trying to avoid the group and do what Unk tries to do for a few hours, I realized that wasn't a good way to live life. And so then I was like, all right, well, I've got to face them rather than just try and hide. And so I was like, all right, what's a smart way that we can go about this so that everyone's happy and so that we're all cool? And so that's when I came up with the idea, well, let's do an auction, sell the hat, give the money to charity. It is kind of weird that a rapper won, blah, blah, blah. Hey.
I gotta say hi to Miguel. What's up, dude?
Hi, that's my roommate. Don't pay any attention to him. Is he Miguel? Are you actually McKay? McKay, did you create an account called Miguel Sanchez? All right, Miguel. I know you're probably a real human. Okay. Yeah, no, okay. Well, I'll trust you're real, Miguel. Don't worry, I'll trust you're real. But that is something my roommate would do: create a fake account and then make me speak Spanish on stream. Let's see. What was I talking about? Oh, my view of original posting. First day before I was part of the group, I was like, haters. Second day, I was like, okay, gotta join. We'll just face up to them. And there was like still a lot of hatred for like middle class gangster and stuff too. I was like, oh, they're still kind of haters, I think. But then there were some people who were like, no, like, good on you for giving it to charity. So then I addressed middle class gangster, took it down, and was like, yo, it was a problem. You guys are right. And then so many people flipped and turned around that it was like, oh, it's not just a bunch of irrational haters, maybe some, but there's just a lot of rational people who had a point of view and understanding perspective of me and my situation, but that honestly can be reasoned with. And that was what I got out of my first 3 days on original posting, and I still hold that stance, which is why I still think that if I try hard enough, maybe if Unk finally realized what I realized in 3 days, then he could be fine. Josh, what are my favorite artists? Favorite artists. Right now, well, all time. I know artist is relative. But I've heard every single song Bo Burnham has ever created and every stand up he's ever done, and most of the same show, but like every single place he's been on tour. If someone uploaded to YouTube like a live event of him performing, then I've seen all of them. Huge Bo Burnham fan. Huge George Watsky fan. Love him. Love his spoken word and his slam poetry and stuff like that. He kind of got me into slam poetry a little bit. His S's for lisp is legendary, and his I don't want to brag, but rap that is on one of his mixtapes. I think it's on it's not on All You Can Do. It might be on All You Can Do as the asterisk track at the end, a little bonus track. It's also on YouTube if you probably search. I don't want to brag, but like it's just spoken word, but it's like, oh, it's amazing. Anyway, George Watsky, Bo Burnham. It's so cliche as a white rapper, but I grew up listening to Eminem. He was the guy who, maybe just because he was popular and had clean versions out of his songs, and so I could listen to it and justify it to my parents, like, look, it's a clean song, it says clean on it, so I can listen to it. But yeah, I've followed Eminem for a long time, and George Watsky, Eminem, Spose. It sounds, I know it's fun to hate on him, but I like Hobson. I like him. Okay, I like his style. I like Macklemore. Those are kind of some of my guys I'm thinking of right now off the top of my head. NF recently I've been listening to a lot of. Yeah. Well, debes escribir un rap en español. I might write a song in Spanish. Quizás un día. Un día. Lejos. I don't know. Let's see. Watsky, he's a legend. Watsky's chilled. Easy Pete, do you listen to any explicit rappers? Yeah, nowadays, maybe this is a vice. Maybe this is bad. If it is, I'm sorry. But recently I've been listening to a lot of explicit music. This is where my roommate, if he's listening right now, is going to run in the room and castigate me. Not castigate is the word. Yes. For listening to explicit music. But honestly, I've gotten to the point where when I can see it as when I can see like swearing as or cursing as just like an expression of genuine emotion, I don't care about it. Honestly, I don't like. I've gotten to the point where it just doesn't affect me mentally or emotionally. Like I can hear it and it's like, I guess I'm to the point where I'm not like when I was a little kid and they were freaking out of they were freaking out and sorry, I just saw something. When I would freak out anytime somebody said a swear word, or when me and my parents would yell anytime a swear word came on the radio, like just while we were listening. And so anyway, I've gotten to the point where I'm trying to branch out and listen to different perspectives than my own, even if they may describe some things in some ways that I'm not used to hearing them described, so that I can, I guess, open my mind a little bit. Uncle Adams says, what do you listen to outside of hip hop? Well, Uh, white girl music, pop, some Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, AJR, some what have I been listening to recently? Whew. Pull out the phone, see what I got on Spotify. Oh, guilty pleasure. Billie Eilish is my guilty pleasure. Huge Billie Eilish fan. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of Billie Eilish. I've been getting into more YouTube rappers. So they're not quite up to the same production or, cleaned off, polished lyrical quality as other rappers, but they've got a genuineness to them, and it's kind of something similar to what I'm trying to do. So guys like Crypt, Chase, some Dwayne TV. I follow the whole. If any of you guys follow the Dax diss track drama on YouTube, like I was all over that. All those guys. High Res, some of those guys. So anyway, a lot of that stuff. Death Grips. I need to give them another chance. They're just not my thing. Kyler, any other diss tracks in the future? Only as necessary. I don't plan on going too hard. I went hard enough the first one, so unless he responds in a negative way that doesn't show improvement or acknowledgement, then no, probably not. Apparently a lot of Regina people are sharing my diss around. Maddie, cool. All right, well, maybe it'll be what finally makes Unk come face to face with reality. Speaking of, Jeremy says, speaking of white rappers, how about Young Gravy? Have not heard Young Gravy. Heard of Young Gravy. Have not heard Young Gravy. Julio doesn't like my music. Uninteresting. Sorry. People like what they want, and it's not what I like. Have I been to Zion's National Park? I haven't. I need to go. There. That's southern Utah, so it's like 3 hours. Mos Def, not really. Haven't heard much Mos Def. Have I tried copying a Davey Sage feature? Have not. That would be no. See, I'm not trying to flex too hard on Unk. I want him to, yeah. Not trying to hate on Unk more than get him to wake up and realize things can be better than they are right now if you do the things that I said to do. Playboy Cardi. I haven't listened to much Playboy Cardi. Sorry. Death Grips is pure anger. That's what makes it good. Okay. Yeah, okay. Hello from India. Hi to all my Indian friends. Hello to India. Bro, Tom McDonald diss, think about it, free clout. Nah. Meh. I mean, honestly, Tom McDonald has come out with some very obviously pandering to a bad group of people songs. But also some of his songs I actually think have some good points and I agree with. Not like is like some of Dear Rappers and some of Politically Correct is kind of annoying. But anyway, I think people rightly point to some of the dumb stuff Tom McDonald has done and kind of discount all of what he's done because of that, and that's fair, I guess. But there are some of his songs that I actually think are like he's actually at least he's talking about some issues that haven't been talked about in rap. So there you go. There's my edgy half defense of Tom McDonald. Walking on thin ice now. I know. There I go. Who's the least popular artist you listen to? Himself. Nice roast. I couldn't even say it. I was gonna say it. No, there's let's see. Least popular artist I listen to. All right, here you go. BRDGS. They're actually kind of popular, but they have one of my favorite beats. An artist. It's on a song called All My Friends. They have like 20,000 monthly Spotify listeners. BRDGS. All My Friends. Check it out. Love that song. Can't go wrong with a good beat. Amen. Amen to that. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna be on for like another 5-10 minutes. So last things to talk about. Bring them out. B-Shock. Have not heard of B-Shock at all. Have I been to a techno concert? Have not, actually. My roommate says time to watch our show, Colby. You're right, McKay. Okay, maybe 3 minutes. We're at 57 minutes here. I promised an hour. We'll go to an hour. Do I subscribe to Fantano, Gamby? Yes, I do subscribe to Fantano. I think he's hilarious and very interesting. I like him. I'm a fan. Thanks for being such a good sport, Josh. Thank you for the compliment. Come to Seoul, Jeremy. One day. Bye, Maddie. It's been real. Easy Pete favorite Unk moment. Are those ducks? Maybe are they ducks? Maybe. I don't know. Have you ever been out of the country other than on your mission? I don't think so. I don't. William with the $2. Keep doing you, fam. Love you, William. Appreciate it. Let's see. Listen to Sishi Ramos. Okay. I'll have to check him out. All right. Minute 30 seconds. A drummer says you a legend, and I'm glad you're in the group, by the way. You give it a positive energy we wouldn't have otherwise. I appreciate that. I think there is a I don't think I'm bringing anything that isn't already in the group's hearts. I'm just trying to bring it out of their hearts a little bit more. It's already in all of you. I know it is. You all want Unk to win in your hearts. You don't want him to win as is, and that's fine. None of us do. Okay? Nobody wants Unk to win when he's just treating music as a means to an end. But we followed along this line. Come on. You and I both know, we all know that we're watching with a little bit of hope that one day Unk's going to come on in a Lamb episode and say, you know what, guys? I've been wrong. I've been treating music as a means to an end, trying to get fortune and fame, putting my life and the lives of those around me in jeopardy, in financial jeopardy, and putting myself and others around me, those I love, in bad situations because of my egotistical and selfish decisions. And you know what? I'm not quitting rapping, but I'm going to do it right. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to rap on the side, and I'm just going to rap for whoever's out there who wants to listen to my message, and it's going to be genuine, and I'm just going to share it with the world because it's what I love to do. And one day I would love to do it full time if I can, and if I get to the point where it's sustainable, then I will. But either way, I'm just going to do this because it's something I love, for the love of the music and the people who are out there listening. I think that if Unk can get to that point, then he can succeed. And we all want that. Whether or not you say you do, you want Unk to become self-aware and get to that point where he turns things around, becomes an uplifting, actually wholesome, genuine figure, and succeeds. That's why I'm here. That's why we're all here. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Kisses. Stay original. And until next time. I'm still the Emperor Penguin. See you later.